Welcome to Immigration Quicktake. This is Ellie Rutledge Silver with the American Immigration Lawyers Association. Yesterday, the House announced it will vote on a minibus appropriations bill, which includes funding for the border wall. Here to share details is AILA Director of Government Relations, Chen. Greg, thanks for joining me. What is in the bill and what's the latest?
Leadership has added $1.6 billion for spending on the border wall onto a basically national security spending package that includes money for the Defense Department, as well as construction of military and defense bases. And the striking thing about this is, even though the Republican leadership and President Trump have talked about the border wall as something that's so important for national security, in fact, it's completely unnecessary for those purposes. And they did not even include the rest of the Department of Homeland Security spending bill that got marked up in full committee last week. So this bill is actually not about national security, or at least the addition of the border wall component. And to quote the president, I'm disappointed myself in the Republican leadership for doing this, because they know they cannot pass through the House and the Senate a bill that includes money for the border wall. This has been resoundingly rejected by Democrats, who they will need to get it through the Senate. And many Republicans have gone on record saying that the border wall is wasteful and unnecessary.
What else is happening on the Hill this week?
Another very disappointing thing is also happening in the House, and that's the House Judiciary, which is marking up this week a bill that they are calling an asylum bill, but it is really a bill that will destroy the asylum system and will, if it is passed, end up forcing many people who are seeking asylum, who have fled from violence and persecution, right back into danger, into harm's way. AILA has submitted a statement opposing the bill and calling upon members to speak out against it and to oppose it during the markup. The other major thing to note is that since last week, when the DREAM Act was first introduced in the Senate, we now have 3 Republicans and 2 Democrats supporting it. So we have, on the Democratic side, Senators Durbin and Schumer, and on the Republican side, we have 3 Senators, Murkowski and Graham and Flake, who were the original co-sponsors. And that is great news, and it is a sign of the continuing bipartisan support for this bill that AILA has long called for, that will protect dreamers, this highly compelling population of individuals who are undocumented that need protection and are contributing to America.
How can AILA members take action?
First, go to our website, aila.org, where you should look for our Action Center for Advocacy. And we have 2 major campaigns going on nationally that I want to highlight. One is to protect dreamers and DACA recipients in the DACA program. The second one is to make sure that Congress does not fund Trump's mass deportation machine. And here we're talking about not just the border wall, but the massive amounts of spending he is asking for to increase detention of immigrants as well as agents. The second thing you can do is to be in touch with your local chapters and the chapter leadership who are engaged at the local level or the state level in setting up meetings and doing other kinds of advocacy with either their members of Congress or local electeds. In particular, during this August recess, when members of Congress go home, this is the most important time to do in-state and in-district meetings so you can influence those members of Congress and make sure that they keep immigration reform a priority.
Thanks, Greg, for joining me. For the rest of you, please stay tuned for more updates from the American Immigration Lawyers Association.